Yes, you lucky people, just sit back for a moment, relax, and notice the delightfully clean, cool, and refreshing atmosphere of this scientifically air-conditioned theater. Great, isn't it? Remember, you can enjoy great motion picture entertainment all summer long in cool comfort at this theater.
Coming up on Rusty Cooley's Guitar Asylum TV. Head backstage with Gus G as he talks about playing for Ozzy and replacing legendary guitarists. Then, warm up your fingers, time to head to Shred School for Rusty's Masterclass. But first, Revocation plays backstage, talks gear, and inspirations, only on the craziest place for the musically insane.
For me, it was seeing Joe Perry from Aerosmith. I saw like a random music video on like MTV or something like that. You know, when I was a kid, and I'd heard the name Aerosmith, but never like really checked him out. But I saw Joe Perry. He had like the smoke coming out and the Les Paul. And I was just ripping it, and then I was just like, I want to be like that. So the next day, I had my mom go and buy me a Yamaha, whatever, practice kind of guitar. And I always loved Slash growing up. He was so lyrical with his playing. He wasn't like super technical, but he just could make the guitar sing. So, and then in terms of like there's other influences, jazz guys. Like I love Pat Martino a lot, and Scott Henderson's a great kind of fusion kind of guy. So yeah, so there's so many different people.
I guess in terms of metal, it was Cryptopsy, definitely a huge influence on me. Just like the way they riff. Mm-hmm. Emperor was a big influence on me. Decapitated. Metallica and Meshuggah, probably the two biggest ones. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Frederick Thornhill.
You just really gotta want it. You really gotta go out there, and if you're a new band starting out, sometimes kids come up to me at the shows and ask me like, oh, like, what do you do? It's really about playing in front of new fans. It's about DIY touring. It's about if you don't have a booking agent, book your own shows. Like there's MySpace, there's different social networking sites where you can contact bands from other areas to get out there. And then obviously your product has to be good. You have to have something to say musically, and feel passionate about your music. But the biggest thing is just if you want to get signed or kind of make a splash to get the ball rolling, you really just have to tour a lot and prove to labels like, hey, we're gonna be out there, we're willing to go out there and drive to wherever to to play in front of new people, new fans.
next. Want a shirt like the master? Rusty Cooley's masterclasses after the break. Then, Gus G goes one-on-one with Rusty Cooley in an exclusive interview, only on the craziest place for the musically insane.